to next. That is the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions started last season, let's just say, not very good. They were in a very, very rough patch, right? Now, things got right toward the end of the season. They were battling for that playoff spot. They had to have Seattle basically lose that last game of the season. Seattle's like, no, hold my beer. It's our time to get into the playoffs. The Lions could have tanked it up and just let the Packers beat them, but they ended up on a high note. And many people are super, super pumped about the Detroit Lions this season. They think the Detroit Lions are going to run the North. The Kings of the North, the championship goes through Detroit. Okay. Pause. Calm down. Let's not get too freaking crazy there, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, the Detroit Lions are a much improved team. Their draft this year was shit. The worst draft that the Detroit Lions could have possibly had, they nailed it this year. The worst offseason that they could have possibly had this season, they nailed it. All their backfield, all brand new. All the gambling issues, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Basically, they're like, we are scared to win. And that is exactly why I had the Detroit Lions going 10-7 this season. Now, it is a 2-game improvement from last season, right? They are not a horrible team by any stretch of the imagination, but they are not ready to win a championship. They are not ready to make a deep playoff run. They are not ready to be Super Bowl contenders. So all of you Lions fans, get up in arms about it, but kick rocks. The Lions are just not there yet. 10-7, nothing to be shabby about. You opened up Thursday night NFL kickoff versus the defending Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. You are going to lose this game. It is what it is. I understand that defense dominates the first quarter of the season. I get it. That levels the playing field for the Detroit Lions. But Chiefs defense is better than the Lions. Give me the Chiefs. Week number 2, Seattle Seahawks come to Detroit. They win that game. Not because the Lions are better than the Seahawks, but the travel. Early season travel. The 1 p.m. kickoff is like 9 o'clock on the West Coast there. And Detroit is a very, very hard place to play. They do get the first win of the season. Falcons coming to town week 3. They win that game. Week 4, Thursday night game. The Lions travel to Lambeau Field to take on the Green Bay Packers. Short work week, division game at Lambeau Field. Give me the Packers. Week 5, back at home versus the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers are going to be a very, very much improved team this year. Do not sleep on the Panthers, ladies and gentlemen, but the Lions win this game. Week number 6, they travel to Tampa Bay to take on Baker Mayfield and the Bucs. Bucs are coming off of a bye week. The Lions are they've been kind of shell-shocked a little bit. They're like, man, we should be like 7-0, right? I think the Bucs win this game. Going on to week 7, they take on the Ravens. They lose that game as well. Week number 8, Monday night game. This is the first Monday night game in Lions history, it seems like, right? Raiders come into town. Motor City's going to be rocking. That dome is going to be echoing super freaking loud. Lions win that game going into the bye week. Coming off the bye week, they travel to LA to take on the Chargers. They win that game as well. Week 11, week 12, division foes, Bears and Packers both come into Detroit. They both win both of those games. Another Thursday night game for the Lions and Packers. That's kind of weird, but whatever. Week 13 here, they travel to New Orleans to take on the Saints. Saints win that game. Very tough place to play in Mercedes-Benz. It's called Caesars Dome now, right? Very, very tough place to play. Week 14, traveling to Soldier Field to take on the Bears. Bears are coming off a bye week. The Bears win that game. Week 15, Broncos coming to town. Saturday afternoon game. Lions win that game as well. Week 16, making that playoff push, right? Must win versus the Minnesota Vikings. As I said, the Detroit Lions are not there yet. They're not ready to compete for a championship. They lose to the Minnesota Vikings. Week 17, travel to Dallas. They beat the Cowboys. I like that game. They beat the Cowboys. Week 18, finish up versus the Minnesota Vikings back-to-back weeks, basically, and they beat the Minnesota Vikings at home the following week, giving them a 10-7 record.